Hi, beautiful people. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. If you saw my video on geographic atrophy, GA, then you'll understand this video. My eye doctor sent home the literature about geographic atrophy in this humongous flyer with these great big letters. It's amazing. I can see all of that. And if you know anything about geographic atrophy, you know that it moves quickly to destroy your central vision. I've given it to God, so I know that He is almighty and faithful. And if He chooses to heal me, I'd love that. And if not, I'm okay with that too. And I'll move forward with my life. Prayer gives me comfort and eases my anxiety. And I know that acceptance is the only way to be able to cope with difficult things like this. So it's okay. I want to introduce you to my grandson, Charley. He's 13 years old, and he's my daughter's youngest child. He's here for the weekend, and we're loving it. So I thought that we would chat with you, and maybe he can shed some light on the topic of me losing my vision. Let's find out. Here we go. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Nana.
I gave him a haircut today. I bought some new scissors and I've used them on my own hair, but I haven't used them on anybody else. So, my word, they made cutting his hair a whole lot easier. And he went from long hair to short hair. He said it took me an hour to do it, but I don't do hair anymore. So, it's going to take me a little bit longer to go from, he was way down here to that. Yeah, quite a difference.
Felt like
And
3 pounds was like shoved off.
yeah, I probably did because it was really long. Yeah, I did end up at the end so that I could see all the fine hairs around. I did have to put my granny glasses on. These help a lot. They're really dirty. I think I need to clean them. Oops. What's your favorite thing to do, Charlie?
Uh, I don't know, play video games.
Um, um, if you had said anything but that, I would have said you're not telling the truth. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the truth. It seems to be a thing with young people.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I mentioned in one of my videos about my wonderful grandchildren, and I knew the boys love to play, all you boys love to play video games, but I didn't know about the girls. Do the girls ever join in?
Maybe if it's like some board game, that's really
A
it.
board video game?
Yeah, it's
There are board video games.
yeah. You guys have some in the
Oh, huh? Like an actual video game you got to use the controller with. Board games, yeah, we have board games. Yeah, I know they'll play those. But video games, do they get online with you and play video games? The girls?
Not really.
Not
It's
really.
only like 2 or 3 video games that we play.
I figured, yeah. So, what's your favorite subject in school?
I don't know. I go to a homework help. I get help for like 2 hours straight.
2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours straight.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is after school, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
after
yeah,
school,
yeah. Every day, don't you do this?
except for Friday.
Yeah. He needs a little extra support because he has ADHD,
Severe.
severe ADHD, gets extremely distracted. He's very wiggly. I'm very proud of him for sitting here. You're doing very, very good. And yeah, so since you've been getting homework help, your grades are better, aren't they?
A lot.
And your teachers don't complain as often, right? And your mom's not as mad because of your poor grades. Yeah.
Yeah, my math teacher used to take me out in the hallway and uh I would have to do my test out there.
Oh, for less distraction.
Yeah.
Sure. Because somebody wrestling a paper or getting done before you're done, even those little things are distracting, aren't they? Somebody coughing, sniffing.
No, literally, like I'll see someone spin a pencil and it'll just easily distract me. It's that bad.
A bird flying outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. ADHD or ADD can be very difficult to deal with. And you used to take medicine for it, but
My dog Munchie thought it was a good idea to eat it.
he had that was crazy.
Spun around for 8 hours straight.
He did in circles. They called the vet, and the vet said just keep an eye on him, and that's what your mom and dad did. Took turns watching him. I know your mom sent me a video. I remember watching a video of him, and he was just chasing his tail round and round and round. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. After that, you never got your prescription filled again, did you?
No.
You will notice that he tends to do a clicking sound with his mouth, that
The
sound.
bad one.
Yeah. He scared me a second ago before we started the video because I was doing something and he did it and it went in this ear and scared me because I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know what it was, but he will make some clicking sounds here and there. Yeah, and that's okay. Do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have Tourette's.
No, that's not what it is. Yeah, it's okay.
Bored.
Needing to make sounds and noises and probably part of ADHD. Don't know. Have you figured out what you want to do as a career someday?
Racing.
Racing?
Mhm.
Car racing?
Yes. Either that or that and make my own car company. Or
Okay. Wow.
name it something. I don't know. I haven't done much with it yet. But a section option would be nuclear engineering.
Whoa. Studying nuclear stuff, aren't you? I
Yeah.
remember us having a conversation about that the last time I saw you.
Mhm.
Oh, it was on our way to watching your sister do her archery competition, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We talked about it. Yeah, he's into nuclear physics stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Fun, fun. That would be pretty cool. I didn't know about the racing. And of course, as your Nana, I don't want you to do that. But even the nuclear engineering, but it's not surprising he would pick high risk careers because a lot of times people with ADHD need to have a dopamine fix, something to jar an excitement in you. And I can see how any of those careers would be pretty cool to you. Yeah.
One more
Oh,
one more job that I like a lot is aerospace engineering.
Aerospace engineering. Wow. Like in
design.
what? Designing aircrafts?
Mm-hmm. Or rocket ships that go into space.
Oh, that sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound. Now I can see how you would like that. That sounds extremely fascinating.
But I'd probably be the person to design it more than actually be the astronaut that goes into space.
Right. You don't want to be an astronaut. Right. That
Yeah.
makes me happy. I don't want you to be an astronaut either. I like the idea of you staying on Earth. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, So your mom told you that I'm losing my central vision.
Yeah.
And what do you think about all that?
It's pretty sickening. I mean, we're in like the biggest part of us growing up, and you won't even be able to see that with some of us.
Yeah,
Although I am the youngest sibling in my family.
on your side. Then there's
Yeah.
Micah. Micah is 12.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Micah's the youngest of the grandsons, but
Wait,
grandkids.
no, he's 11.
He's 11. So, but it could be a year and a half, or it could be, and I doubt it would be a year and a half because my plan is to get the injections in my eyes, which we're going to talk about, which can give me an additional year or two. So that's neat, right?
Hmm.
Or it could be as long as it might not happen for 7 or 8 years. And then I would have some additional time. So, yeah. Tesla's down here.
Trying to soothe his nerves.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He's probably wanting a TREAT. What baby? You want up here? Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Yeah, did you say hi, everybody? Yes, you are a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes. I think she probably explained to you it's not all of my vision. It's not like I'm going to be living in darkness. It's going to be just the central vision. And, everybody's different who has geographic atrophy. It can be where things are just fuzzy and I'd be able to make out shadows and somewhat some movement to basically having no sight whatsoever in the central, but it wouldn't be black. The eyes are a fascinating thing, right? So what generally happens for people is for example, when I look at you, whatever colors are around your face, the eyes will probably pick that up and fill in that gap where I don't have vision and add that color there. So usually it would be the wall color or something like that, right? So wouldn't necessarily be me looking at your face and your face looking like a black hole. So, because I didn't want to have to look into a black hole either, but that really isn't the reality of it. What happens is the macula in the eye becomes damaged, irreversibly damaged. And the macula is what gives you your ability to see details. So why you can see Tesla's cute little nose and his pretty little eyes and his cute little ears, right? To be able to see all of those nice little details. For me to look at you and see your eyebrows, which I can barely make out now anyways. It's my detail is starting to go, but I can tell you have eyebrows, right?
Hmm.
And I can tell you have blue eyes, although the detail of that isn't as good. Now, when we stand in the bright light, I can see all of the detail. The problem is when I'm in low light, the details start to go away and fizzle out. But it's okay. So just imagine if you're looking through a tube. So put your hand up like this and look through that and see what you see right there. That's the part that will go away. When you take away your hand, there's all this stuff all around it that I'll still have. Does that make sense?
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. But there are things that I'm learning to use already now. I figured it's never too early to start doing things. He's very content sitting here on my lap, isn't he? Look at him starting to go to sleep.
Even funnier on the screen, he's like,
I'm learning to use a magnifier, and that's pretty cool. It makes font humongous. It makes fine details of pictures when I'm looking on the internet or looking at something and I can't see it, I can't read it. I just use the magnifier and it makes it great big, and I am enjoying that. So it's like having my sight again in that with that fine details. But I remember from 2013 to 2021 when I graduated with my PhD. But during that time, I was working on my PhD, and I used 12 font Times New Roman, and I could see every bit of it, of what I was typing, and I could read it. Usually I didn't even have to put any glasses on. I could just see it. But over time since then, I'm glad I finished one I did, but I have probably about 6 months ago was when I picked up these granny glasses. They're readers. I just call them granny glasses so that I can see things. It makes things a lot bigger. And so what I've done is on the page here in front of us to help me stay on track, because I could have a little bit of ADD in myself where I can go on and on and on and trail off into unknown lands and forget what I'm talking about. So in front of me, I have a tiny little text written in 12 font, Times New Roman, for Charley. Can you read that, Charley?
yeah, it says, can you read this print, Charlie?
It just looks like, I don't know what it looks like. Little,
Tiny shadow.
yeah, I can't make out any of it. If I put these on and then get my face clear up to the screen, I can make it out then. But it blows my mind that it wasn't that long ago that I was able to read that. Crazy. And, it's part of growing older too. Like as you grow older, it's harder to read things. But my goodness.
I think I
Yeah,
have like the best sight.
of your family.
Yeah, of my side of the family, because my dad, my brother have glasses. My
Yeah.
other brother has glasses. My
Yeah.
mom is starting to use glasses now.
Yeah. And you don't wear glasses at all, which
Yeah.
is really awesome. Yeah.
When I put on like magnifiers,
Yeah.
it hurts my eyes.
Yeah. Because you don't need it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. For a long time, I didn't need anything like these because, you need to smell them. And they would hurt my eyes. I didn't need them. So now my regular glasses, because I can't drive without glasses because my distance vision is very bad. So I have regular glasses that I wear, and they are a trifocal. So I do have some magnification down here in the very bottom. Not as strong as these are, though. So why I needed to get these, because in those, I still would not be able to read that. So I'm going to get injections in my eyes. What do you think of that?
I mean, an injection in your eyes,
Mhm.
really weird to me. Especially
Yeah.
how like an eye is like a really soft spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So what they do is they put some droplets in your eyes that numb them. So you can't feel anything. You can still move your eyes, you just can't feel anything.
So, like, how would it feel?
Well, what they told me it would feel like, because I've never had it done before. So that was always a scary thing for me too, to think that somebody's sticking a needle in my eye. So what they said was it would feel like pressure. So they numb your eye so you can't feel anything. You can still move your eyeballs around. So they'll tell me to look up. Oh, once they're numbed, they take these little hook things and they hook up underneath your eyelid on the top, hook the bottom eyelid like this, and force them open so they stay open so you can't blink. Then they tell you to look up. So I would look up and they do the injections in the white part of your eye at the bottom. So they're not putting it into this sensitive area. I mean, this is still sensitive, but the needle, I asked him about it. So he showed me he had this fake eye and he showed me how far the needle would go in, and it barely goes in to the white of the eye. So they would put it into the white of the eye, inject it, and then remove those clamps. And I mean, you're numb. You're going to feel pressure, is what he said, and probably a great deal of pressure. So I don't know if you know, but I had a tooth implant put in down here. See where there's no tooth?
Yeah.
Right there. And I was all numbed and kind of doped up and all that when they did it, because it's like a screw that goes down into the bone in your jaw. It didn't hurt, but it felt like so much pressure that they were going to break my jaw. That's how it felt. I mean, it was intense. It didn't last very long, but it was intense. So I imagine that might be what it's going to feel like with my eye. Intense pressure in my eye, but it won't be pain. So it'll be all right. I'll get over it. You know, once you experience something one time, you know what to expect, and then it's not as big a deal the next time because now you know what it's like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Papa's in the kitchen, isn't he? He's cooking. He's making homemade pizza. Yeah. So, do you have any questions about my vision loss or anything?
I do have one question.
Okay.
Does your vision loss, you said it's fuzzy, so like, is it just blurry, or does it have other types of vision that has like black spots in them?
Oh, that's a good question. Eventually, right now, it's dark here and it's dark here. The eye doctor said that is moving up. It will move up into the center of my vision. So I have vision loss right now down here on both sides. That's moving up. I mean, it's supposed to be slow. Once you hit geographic atrophy, it goes faster. And that's where I'm at. Faster means what? I don't know. We'll see.
Like, I'm pretty sure we found out about your vision loss like 2 or 3 years ago. It's like 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, because,
Happened.
well, at the time, yeah, I have macular degeneration. So I already was experiencing some weird things happening in my eyes. Plus, several years ago, I lost from almost the center of my eye down like this in this right eye from when I had well, I still have it, severe sleep apnea, and wasn't getting enough oxygen because I didn't know I had severe sleep apnea. And that lack of oxygen damaged my eye. Optic neuropathy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. So that was a whole different ball of wax than what is happening to me now. And once I started wearing a CPAP, the damage is irreparable, but it stopped damaging my eye, stopped bleeding. It was bleeding and it stopped, and I'm okay now. Wow. I didn't know you even remembered about any of that. Is that what you're talking about?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, things will be very different when I get there, but that could take a while. And that's why I want those injections, because that's going to give me more time to watch my grandbabies grow up, because I need that too. I want that. So we hope you enjoyed this, and we send you gentle hugs and support. Love you.